You're listening to Geordie Pride, Voices from the Northeast. I'm Hayley, and alongside my cousin Angela, we're thrilled to bring you the stories that share the heart and soul of the northeast of England. Each episode, we'll dive into the lives of extraordinary Geordies and those who call the northeast home, exploring their journeys and celebrating their achievements. From the time to the teas, from the arts to the sports fields, we're here to share the tales of passion, resilience, and of course, Geordie Pride. So whether you're from Whitley Bay or Washington, Gateshead or Gisborough, or you're just fascinated by the spirit of the Northeast, join us as we natter with the best the Northeast has to offer. Hello everybody and welcome to Geordie Pride, Voices from the Northeast. I'm Hayley Forster.
And I'm Angela Angus.
In this very first episode, we thought we'd start by introducing ourselves. So I'm Hayley Forster. I've just turned 40 on Sunday, so I officially feel very old. I've entered the 40 camp. But I'm originally from a town which is about 30 minutes north of Newcastle. And it's a town called Ashton, so it's on the Northumberland coastal route. And I lived there for about 30 years. I was born and bred there, went to school there. And back in 2015, which was it 2015? No, it was 2016. I can't remember when it was.
2016 when you moved to Leeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got offered a job in Leeds. So I moved down, my whole family, me, my husband and my two children were moved down in 2016 down to Leeds to start a new job, which I know it was horrible. Which the annoying thing is we'll talk a little bit more about this, but me and Angela are cousins, and we knew each other when we were little, and then we went through years of just not really talking or knowing where each other were, or it was I don't know how many years that was for, possibly about 20, 25 years.
Yeah, 20 plus years, I think. And then I found you on Facebook, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I remember getting a message from you, and we both had children about the same time. Our eldest, so my eldest, she's going to be 12 tomorrow, and your daughter about the same age, and we just connected and we started going to like kids play groups and stuff, didn't we? And so that was really lovely.
And dancing class with the girls. Yeah.
The thing that was really sad about me leaving is it was probably only about 2 years of us kind of reconnecting, getting to know each other again.
And then you buggered off.
Moved. Which was horrible. No, I did feel really, it was so hard for us to move, but at the time it felt like the best thing for us to do as a family. And with hindsight, I don't know, I'll not go into that here, but it was a difficult couple of years when we first moved. But all I say is that I am here now doing what I do because of that, so I can't really complain because things are pretty good. So yeah, everything happens for a reason as far as I'm concerned. So that was 9 years ago. Can you believe it?
I know. I was just going to say things happen for a reason, and I mean you guys are happy there. So, and you know, who knows? Like if you had stayed in Ashton, it might have been a different story. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it will have been. I think I wouldn't have ended up. Now I work for myself. I'm self-employed. I came down for that job and had that job maybe about 2.5 years, and I left it and spent about 6 months perhaps trying to just get my head screwed back on, because it took its toll on us. And then I went into self-employment, and I've been self-employed ever since. So that's been, let me think, about 6 years now that I've been self-employed. So I always like to understand that yes, it was a difficult time, but it all happened for a reason, and I wouldn't have been pushed into it.
Do you not think it's been like a good healing process for you though, even though you've gone to Leeds and you didn't like what you with your job and stuff like that, but then obviously you've gone into your self-employed work, and I think it's been a good thing for you, even though you've been miles away from your family and stuff. I think it's been a good healing process for you.
I like to think so, because I suppose because we have talked about coming back home, which I know you're very excited about, and I am too. And I feel so that
Teaching.
woo, yeah, we've both got a drink with it tonight, so we're toasting to that. Um, I would say that perhaps when I left the Northeast, I was probably quite naive. I don't know. I felt perhaps not as grown up as I should be for being a mother. And
Mm,
then moving away, it kind of threw me in at the deep end, and I had to overcome a hell of a lot of emotions
mm,
and things that were just happening on, like, not just in my life, but in my family's life, and just trying to
mhm.
deal with all of that. And I feel like I've just grown up a lot. So I feel like perhaps if I do move back, I'll move back as a very different person, and much more grown up and much more responsible, shall we say. Oh, how boring. I sound really boring.
Are we, Hayley?
Oh, but yeah, so we moved down to Leeds, and now I work for myself, as I mentioned, and
Mhm,
I do declutter coaching. So I help people declutter their homes and their lives, and I also help people and support them start their online businesses as well. As well as I keep writing, but people, and this is what really makes me laugh. People ask me what I do, and I'll be like, right, well, how long have you got? And I'll give you like a full list. It'll take about 45 minutes. But my previous career, so the reason why I moved down to Leeds in the first place was that I'm a fragrance designer. Sounds very posh. It's not really. But basically, I
it
smell
is.
stuff. Yeah.
But you've been in magazines and all sorts. You're like a
Well,
little
you
mini
know.
celebrity.
I like to think so. Um, but basically, I smell stuff, say if it's good or bad, and if it's bad, I try to fix it. And worked on lots of different things and that you probably have got in your cupboards at home. And that's ultimately why I moved down to Leeds for another job in in a different company. And I still do that on a freelance basis. So I do work for companies around the world, and essentially they hire my nose, which
Like
which
a
is quite
sniffer
a
dog.
talent. Yeah, like sniffer dog. Oh God, crikey. So yeah, that is me in a nutshell. Personally, as I mentioned, I think I've got a husband, Pete. We've been together since we were 17. God bless him. I don't know how he's put up with me for that long. And we've got two beautiful daughters. I've got my daughter Annabelle, who's 12 tomorrow, and my daughter Poppy. Two beautiful young
Mhm.
girls, and two dogs and a cat. So that's me. I think that's
The
probably enough.
menagerie.
I've gabbed on enough. Yeah, so in a nutshell, but a very large nutshell. Um, so I'll pass over to
Oh,
you, Angela,
but
and you can tell us all
mhm.
about yourself.
Well, I'm going to be a bit of a boring sod here. I'm like, oh
Not at
well.
all.
Well, I was born and bred in Ashington many moons ago.
You just said
49
Ashington really posh there, by the way.
Ashington. Well, you see, it's
Ashington.
Ashington. It's the Morpeth accent, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Angela's now moved to Morbid, so she thinks
Mhm.
she's posh, which
Yeah.
is
Well, I'm not.
not.
So yeah, I was born in Ashington. Well, it'll be 49 years on Saturday. So God, and I'm staying at 49. I am not going to 50. I'm staying at
Don't
49.
say that. I mean, you don't put the die on it. Like, what's
No, man, I'm not gonna like. I'll obviously grow older, but I'm just staying at 49 age.
Just go backwards.
So when I'm 65, I'm gonna say I'm still 49. Oh
Oh, bless
God.
you. But yeah, 50 does feel a bit scary, doesn't it? 50.
Oh, doesn't it? 49 to us. I'm like, Jesus, how did that happen? It's like just gone like that in a flash. So yeah, so no, I'm 49 on Saturday. I got a little daughter. I'm saying little. She's 12. She's going on 26, I think, 25, 26. Um, she's great. She's literally the apple of my eye. Bless her.
Oh.
I know. She has her moments. And and my whole career really has gone from one thing to the other, which you kind of find really. So I've gone from doing fitness instructing and managing gyms to teaching fitness classes, teaching people with alternative neurodiversities, they say these days. And I've gone from that to what happened there. I went on to doing complementary therapy, so that's been a huge part of my life. I love doing any kind of complementary therapies, massage, reflexology, Indian head, Reiki, the whole shebang, and quickly discovered that I'm actually quite good at that. So I went on to teach that many moons ago. And then I do sports massage as well. And then off the back of that, I do lots of work for charities as well. So I've actually worked for 3 different charities over the last, I would say, 20 year maybe. So I helped to build, I guess, build a therapy room, no, sorry, not a therapy room, a therapy centre over in Morbith for people with multiple sclerosis, which I loved. And we started off with literally me massaging people and exercising people that had MS, and then on to managing the staff there. So I think I stayed there for about 13, 14 years, I think.
Was it
And then
rewarding doing stuff like that? Because I've
I
always
loved it.
thought I wanted to do charity work.
Yeah. Oh no, I loved it. I knew that my therapies, I didn't want to kind of go into just doing therapies for the average kind of person, if you know, which is nice, but it's nice to do it for somebody who needs it really. So hence why I did a lot of work with people with MS, and then it led on to doing work with people with all types of cancer. So I moved on and worked for a different charity, basically managing staff doing therapies on people with all different types of cancers, whether it be prostate, breast, lung, head and neck cancer, anything really. So I kind of specialised in that area for a little while, which led me on to doing a little bit of physiotherapy, teaching complementary therapies as well at the same time. And then off the back of that, I started doing what I'm doing now and working for a blood cancer charity. So that essentially is just, it's a regional cancer charity, just predominantly working with people that's got all types of cancers. And as a good fun fact, is 150 different types of blood cancers, which not a lot of people know about. So yeah,
Oh,
I know, and I find them all the time. Yeah, so
you're a
I'm
good egg. You're a good
still in
egg.
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I like it. I like it. Like I say, I just wanted to do therapies for people who needed it. It's nice to do people for like to do massages on people for relaxation, but I do want to do it essentially for people that, you know, basically needed it, like really needed it. And it's I've written papers and all sorts for to get therapies on prescription, shall we say. So to go to Parliament and to be able to provide therapies for people who have got like mental health issues, depression, anxiety. And really why I wanted to do that was because my mum, she was really bad, as you'll probably remember, Hayley. I don't know if you remember my mum, and obviously all the
You
things.
know,
Yeah.
no, I can't remember either. Because so just to explain, my mum and Angela's dad were brother and sister. So we've got we shared the grandparents from my mum's side, but I cannot remember your family
Hmm.
all, and I can't remember I know my grandma, she died like in her 40s, so we never
Mm.
met her. But I can't
Yeah,
remember my brother Steve because I think he died when I was like 4 something.
I think so.
And
Yeah, about
I
then.
vaguely
Mm.
remember your dad. I saw him a couple of
Yeah,
times at family funerals, and that was it.
I think that's
But
the way life is, isn't it? You just either meet them at weddings or funerals.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh
me.
God, isn't that depressing? But no, I can't even remember your mum at all. I mean, I've probably met her, but no, I
Mhm.
can't remember her. But I know we both had um, we both had difficult childhoods because both of our
Mm.
parents were quite poorly. But yeah, you can
Mm.
continue now. I just
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, we had a bit of a sickly family, didn't we? It was just
yeah.
one of them things. Yeah, so the reason why obviously I wanted to get into therapies and be able to prescribe, shall we say, to hospitals and doctors and things like that was because of my mum, because of her mental health and how it was affecting her. So back in the day when she was quite poorly with her mental health, they would give you Valium, and they would give you all sorts of like tablets and stuff like that to mask it. Whereas I think a lot now, a lot of people could get some help through therapies. So that's why I wanted to go and do that really. So yeah, so predominantly I work with people now with blood cancers and all different types at all different ages and all different stages of the diagnosis. So that's what I do now. So yeah. So I have a daughter who is just turned 12 last year. Like I say, she's going on 25, but she's canny with it, bless her. Um,
I'll be saying that in a couple of years. I'll remind you.
no,
Play this
I
back to
know.
you.
Exactly. Yeah. So she's into her makeup and her horses and doing her hair up and very girly and stuff. So yeah, she's my little mini me. Although very much more beautiful than me. I'm not with Neva's dad anymore, but I've got a new relationship and I've been with him about a year now. So well, just over a year. And yeah, he's lovely.
Yeah. And you
And
look
yeah,
very
so
happy with it.
I am. He's great. Um, And yeah, so I still like my fitness, still go to the gym when I can. Um, I should eat a bit more healthy, I should think, but hey ho,
I'm
I like
nodding
my
as
cake.
I'm drinking a glass of
Hmm.
rosé wine.
Yep,
Um,
yep, I'm with you there. Yeah, so let's get into what we're here for today, Hayley. Do you think?
Way aye.
And obviously, well, yeah, good old saying that, isn't it? Why, aye. People down south probably go, what? We need subtitles. So yeah, so Haley, it was your lovely idea to do this together. I'm so excited to get started with this. So yeah, so tell us a bit more about why you fancy doing this in the beginning.
Yeah, so it's been an idea that I've had for a little while, and I think it was one of those ideas I have in the bathtub, because
I bet
I
she
love
was.
having yeah, yeah, I love having a bath, and I get very, what's the word? I'm very in my own head, and I have lots of ideas, and one of them
Mhm.
was just to start a podcast because I've got my own podcast which I do for my declutter business, and I actually really enjoy doing it. And it surprised us because I'm not most confident when it comes to speaking, and it was one of those things where I thought, right, let's push myself out my comfort zone, let's give it a go. Everyone's starting a podcast these days. Let's do it. And actually, I
Jump on the
really,
bandwagon.
really exactly jump on it. I'm not ashamed. Um, and I actually really enjoyed it, and it surprised us, and I thought, "Oh, I'd love to do another one. Like, let's start
Mhm,
thinking of some ideas." And I had a few ideas, but the one that stood out to me was this concept of Geordie Pride, and where the kind of the name came from as well is that where I live locally now is there's a little you know what, I don't even know what it is. It's like a
mhm.
maybe a big bee or a little bar or something, but I drive past it all the time anyway when I take my daughter to a piano lesson. And it's a place that says the Geordie Pride Lodge. And I was like, what is that
Ah.
name? But so I've always loved the name and just the idea of Geordie Pride is a concept, because I think when I first moved down here, I really missed home, and I still do. It's been 9 years and I
Mm,
still miss it. And it just feels so welcoming when I go back. And
mhm,
it made me realise how proud I was to be from the Northeast. And whenever anyone asked us where you're from, I'd really proudly say I'm from the Northeast, I'm from near
mm,
Newcastle. And I don't think I realised that until I moved away. So when I lived there, I suppose I took it for granted a little bit. And then by not being there every day, I realised actually what a lovely place it is.
Mm,
And I think like, I started to think of some of the words that come to mind when I think of home, and it all revolves around like community, friendliness. Like I really missed the friendliness of when you just take the dog out for a walk and people
mhm,
just say morning and they start conversations with you. Everyone kind of knows everyone. And it was just a really wholesome environment, really, and I miss that. And there's a real togetherness, and I think
mhm,
especially where from in Asherton. Asherton is like a massive mining town, so it's got a big mining heritage. In fact, the whole of the northeast really has got a big mining and industrial heritage,
mhm,
and I think because of that and the tough times that that area and that region as a whole have went through over the past 100 years or so, there's like a massive level of grit and determination for people as well. Like there's always
mhm,
like we always look for the underdog, we're always supporting each other, and everyone just knows how to have a laugh. I feel like when you're from the north, we've got quite a unique sense of humour. We can take the piss
mhm,
out ourselves, like, and we're all just very. We just kind of get each other, and I really miss that. And I thought, you know what, I would love to do a podcast that just celebrates that, that
mhm,
looks at why the Northeast is such a lovely place and the people that are from it. Because I think the Northeast as a whole, it's really rich in culture, isn't it? I mean, like
mhm.
historically, we've got, especially along the coastal route, there's so many
Oh, we're
castles.
lucky. Yeah, we're really lucky to live where we live because it's so picturesque, isn't it? And it's, I mean, I don't know if anybody's been watching the Robson Green documentaries, but honestly,
No, I haven't.
oh, some of the places he's been to, I think, God, I live here. And I think, God, I haven't even been there, or I haven't tried that, or what. But some of the places I recognise, like Bamburgh Castle, and the coast, and George Bay, and I mean, some of the beaches are beautiful, and we're really lucky because we've got the best of both worlds. We've got the city, we've got forest, like the Northumberland Forest, we've got Hamsley Forest in Durham, we've got the beaches, we've got castles, we've got walks, the Hadrian's Wall. Although we'll not talk about the tree.
Oh, don't.
I
Oh.
know. God, I was devastated about that
I
because we
know, and I
didn't.
think a lot of the people down here were really confused, like, why is everyone,
I
especially
know
Hayley,
more than the
getting so
tree.
upset about this tree? If you don't know
But the
what we're
thing
talking
is,
about, it's the Sycamore Gap. Google the
it's
Sycamore Gap.
Sycamore Gap. But the thing is, though, there's lots of people being proposed there. There's lots of people's ashes there, and there's lots of like significance. It's been in movies, and then some
Yeah,
bloody arsehole chops the bugger down.
I know, but
I
I can't even comprehend that. It's like, why
know,
would you do that? I don't
I
even,
know.
like,
It's
to be
like
fair, I don't see the
it's like
news.
destroying the angel of the north. It's like, don't.
Yeah, this is what I was trying to explain to people. I was like, it's not just a tree, it's a landmark. So it's like someone setting the
Hmm.
Tyne Bridge on fire or something like that and destroying it.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
I don't know,
lots of
has
people's
anything
made lots
come
of
of
memories
that?
there.
Was it
I
like
think
legally? I
they've
don't.
kept it. Well, I think if you look on Google Earth, it sounds stupid, but if you look on Google Earth, it's got sycamore tree stump. I mean, no way. But it's, I mean, you
Oh, that's
shouldn't have, but it's
awesome.
actually got stump on it. But then I think what they're doing is because they can still regenerate it because it's obviously from the stump they'll have like little seed saplings come off it. So the
Mm.
idea is they're just going to like kind of let it grow. But I think it's still cordoned off. But I mean, it was a bloody massive tree. It's gorgeous. Well, it
Mm.
was. But
Yeah,
it's a shame, really. But yeah, people down south don't realise it's like, well, it was just a tree.
yeah. There's so many like lovely, beautiful natural landmarks as well as
Hmm.
like ones that we've built, like you mentioned, the Angel of the North and Tyne Bridge and stuff like that, and the quayside. It's like so iconic, isn't it?
It
And I
is.
think I just wanted, I suppose, a spotlight to be put on the area, because when people think in the UK of Newcastle and the Northeast, they probably think of Ant and Dec,
Hmm.
Newcastle United, and maybe Greggs.
So dregs. The
Oh yeah.
pigeons.
Yeah, it's pigeons. But it's like there's so much more to it, and I didn't realise, I suppose, when I was there, and I only really appreciated it when I was out. And also there's such a massive contribution when you think about it, of people from our region that are in the arts, in music, in sports, like even from Ashton themselves. I mean, like we had Jackie Milburn, Jackie Charlton, Bobby Charlton, we had the Harmisons from cricket. That's just one little town. And then you've got all the music influences as well. We've got Sting, Sam Fender, like the lasses from Little Mix. And Declan.
Did you know that my dad used to play football with Bobby Charlton in the backyard or the back lane?
Well, I know that, right, this is where you could probably help me out, because I know that, well, I've got a couple of stories for you, actually. So Jackie Charlton, or was it Bobby Charlton? I think it was Jackie Charlton, used to live a few doors
Bobby,
down from our Auntie Olive, didn't she?
That's right.
Didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like that, like our family knew the Charltons, which I just find bizarre.
I know.
And then, so you know, Mary, my dad. So my dad, brief interlude, I'll interject. So my mum died when I was 13, and then my dad met a new partner called Mary, and they've been together for a good few years now. And when she was younger, get this, I still can't believe this story. She was babysitting Jack Charlton's kids the day that they won the World Cup.
You never?
Yeah. And she just says it so nonchalantly, and I'm like, that's like me saying I'm babysitting Harry Kane's kids and they've just won the World Cup. Like, you know, I just don't get how she's so nonchalant about it. And then my dad like knew Jackie Milburn, like they were mates. He would go to the garage.
Yeah.
He knew my dad knew Brian Johnson, the lead singer of AC/DC.
Yeah.
Like, our parents were rock stars.
Oh, proper.
It's unreal.
I know, honestly. I know. They used to get about a bit, didn't they, for living in Ashton?
Oh God, yeah. I know you think they lived in central London, the way they're hobnobbing with all the celebs. But ultimately, that's kind of where the idea came from, because I think just realising what a rich place the Northeast is. It's not rich as in wealth. I mean, it's quite, there's obviously that big north-south divide, and we don't have much in the Northeast, but we have got a really strong community, a lot of great determination, a lot of history, and a lot of amazing people. And that ultimately is what I wanted to do with this podcast, and why I wanted you to come along on board as well as banter. Like, we just get on, like we've got a similar mindset, we've got a similar sense of humour, and I just thought it'd be a really nice way for us to like keep our relationship going, and also just have fun and just chat to people, because I know we're like gabbling.
Well,
I mean, like I was thinking maybe this introductory episode will be like, I don't know, 20 minutes long. We're already at 35 minutes. And, yeah.
Why'd you expect any less? We're both just two of a kind, aren't we?
Well, we are. We're definitely from the same...
same cloth.
I think one of the big differences, though, I think you've got a much broader Geordie accent than me.
Well, yeah. Do you not like, as in like, I'm a bit more Geordie than you? Do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm quite gentle Geordie. Like when I go to different countries, people don't really know where I'm from, and they'll either think, this will give you a laugh, that I'm either Scottish or Irish, which I can kind of get because it's a bit of Gaelic in there. But I've also had American, and I've also had Jamaican. Which I thought was amazing. Someone said that, I couldn't stop laughing. Like, geez, no, definitely not. But I think I've got quite a gentle accent. And when we moved down here, people thought I was from Scotland rather than Newcastle. So I think you to me sound more broad. You sound a bit more like me dad.
But do you not think it's because you've obviously been in Leeds and that, and you're used to like the Yorkshire accent, love? Yorkshire tea.
You're right, love.
You're right, love.
Yeah, well, I've got Yorkshire children now, so it's quite distressing.
You're right, Duck. Not a Yarry.
Oh, no. I know, I keep trying to teach the girls Geordie. I'm like, Yarry, pet?
Fairy pet?
Oh my God,
Oh
they're
God.
just rolling their eyes at us. Like, no, you need to keep up with your heritage here, girls. Come on, I'm teaching you.
Oh.
So let's I'll talk a little bit about what we're wanting with the podcast, and I'll give you a little teaser of some of the guests that we're going to be having on. But really what I'm hoping with this podcast is that we're going to get some wonderful people that can talk about their stories, their experiences. We've already got some amazing guests lined up. We've got Holly Matthews, who is an actress. You might remember her from like Biker Grove. If you watched that when you were little, I'm sure you did. Everyone did. Come on. Waterloo Road. She was on Casualty as well. So she's got quite a good back catalogue. And now she's a self-development coach as well. She still does acting, but she does some amazing work in the self-development space. So I'm going to be chatting to her soon. We've also got two lovely ladies, Donna Elliott and Cheryl Lee. So they're mindset and leadership coaches, and they are the founders of a company called Now Is Your Time, where they coach people through their mindset issues and really encourage them to build the business of their dreams and just chase the life that you've been wanting. I mean, we've all got that, haven't we? Things that you really want to do and you're just not sure how to get there. They're the ladies that can help you do that. But those are just some of the people that we've got lined up. I'm hoping to get my goal. I mean, let's put it out there. Let's put it out in the universe that we're going to get some absolute superstars. We'll get Alan Shearer on here. We're going to get Ant and Dec on here. Let's get
Can you imagine?
Angela.
I think I would be starstruck if it was Ant and Dec. I'd be like, I wouldn't know what to say. Oh, I'd be like, what? It's Ant and
I
Dec.
know. I'd be awful. I'd probably get really drunk beforehand, so I get confident and just make an absolute dick of myself. Oh, but let's put it out in the universe. Let's see who we can get. But no
Yeah.
matter if they're celebrities or just normal people, as long as they have contributed and done something wonderful in the Northeast, we want to hear from them. So if you, the listeners, have got any recommendations of people that we should talk to, please let us know. We've got an Instagram account and our handle is at Geordie Pride. We've also got an email address, and that's geordiepridepod@gmail.com. Our website is just geordiepride.co.uk as well, and there's a contact form on there if you want to get in touch. But if you've got anyone that you would recommend or you want to be featured yourself, then just drop us an email or a message and we can connect and see how we can collaborate and do a session together. That would be amazing.
I suppose it doesn't have to be kind of anybody that's just totally famous, you know. It can be like kind of anybody who wants to talk about the Northeast, and anybody like any community groups, or anybody who wants to have a shout out and just talk about the Northeast and why they love it.
Oh God, yeah, like local businesses, like if you've got any
Mm,
events coming up and you just want to promo them and talk about how you set up your business and things like that, like local food festivals or any charity organisations and events, like just let us know. We just want to feature everything that is amazing about the Northeast and put the
mhm.
spotlight on you. And I'm hoping like we're going to give this a go. This is season 1. Me and Angela are newbies to this. Let's see how it goes. But we want to try and do as good a job as possible, and hopefully we'll have some fabulous episodes for the year that'll be about, I would say, but well, we're gabbing away here. We're nearly at an hour already, but let's say they're going to be at maximum an hour. We'll try and be good and not gas too much. But we'll release one every week. We're going to launch on March the 1st. So hopefully you're listening to that episode today. And today is March the 1st. And we will release one a week after that, moving forward. But I would just say, just try and engage with us. We're on social media, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, both at Geordie Pride. Come and check us out. Let us know if you've got any particular topics or guests that you want us to touch on as well. But I think just before we go, Angela, I think we'll have one last fun question. Let me think of a one for you. So, if you had to pick your favourite place in the Northeast to go for a day out, where would it be?
For a day out, do you know where I really, really love, and it's really good for kids, and not a lot of people talk about it, but it's beautiful. It's Hamsley Forest.
Do you know
So
you've
it's up
said that
in,
before? And I was like,
yeah, it's
I don't think I
beautiful.
know where that is.
Mhm. It's really nice. It's up in Durham, and it's basically got like a cycle track all the way around, all different kinds of routes. So it's got like intermediate, mediate, and advanced and stuff. If you like to go out on your bike, for kids as well, it's got like a lovely trail all the way through. And there's a guy who does fitness actually in the forest as well. He was
No.
I forget his name, Lee. Forget his name, but anyway, he's on Robson Green, on one of the programs that he does, and he literally does like exercise classes outside for people for mental health, just get them out and about in nature.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, so it's just a beautiful place. It's got a park, it's got a picnic area, and it's lovely. It's really, really nice. And it doesn't cost anything to go either. You just pay for your car parking. So yeah, it's
Mm,
brilliant. I love it. It's really nice. And it's one of those things I just love to go to. And it's just, when you just want to get away from city life and hustle and bustle of work, and you go and have a walk around or cycle or take the Benz.
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
think
no,
that's
it's lovely.
probably, I think that for me is probably the biggest thing when we moved away. Like when I'm West Yorkshire, it's very built up and it's very like there doesn't seem to be separation between villages and towns. Like I don't actually
Mhm,
know where the boundaries are for things. Whereas at home, I feel like there are like each place
mhm,
has got its own zone and then there's a bit of like spare land between them. So I
mhm.
really but when I come home, I just feel like I'm in such open space and I feel like I can breathe and just
Yeah.
relax more. And I think when I come home, there's probably two favourite places that I like to go. Is that cheating? That probably is cheating, isn't it? I asked you for one. I'll say one very quickly. The reason why I'll just mention it is because you do need a National Trust membership for it, so it can be
Mhm,
quite expensive. But that's Cragside. I love Cragside.
mhm,
Such a lovely house, lovely countryside around it, lovely play area. But
mhm.
that's lovely. But as I say, it is a National Trust membership, that one. And then also one that anyone can go to. I love Druridge Bay. Just
Oh.
it's so
Mhm,
nice. It's a really lovely beach. It was only about 10 minutes away from our like where we used to live.
mhm,
Lovely beach, a lovely park, and like a lake there as well.
mhm.
And yeah, I love going there and taking the dogs. And obviously, where we are, like, there's probably about between 2 and 3 hours to any beach. So when we go home, we try to go to the beach as much as possible, and the dogs absolutely
Mhm.
love it. Like they go absolutely batshit crazy, running around all over the place. So yeah, I do try to go there as much as possible when I'm home.
Yeah, it's good for the mental health, isn't it? Getting on the beach, the positive, no, negative ions, isn't it?
Oh, sound listen to
Mhm.
you, all
I know.
scientific.
Talking as if I know something.
Right, so I think should we wrap up now and let everybody go on with the rest of their day? Today, I will also be releasing the next episode, which will be an interview with the lovely Holly Matthews. So make sure you listen to that. She is full of goodness
Mm,
and she's got such a warm heart. She's so funny and just a lovely person all round. And I guarantee when you listen to that episode, you'll feel so inspired. And I always say to her, if I'm feeling down, I'll say I need a dose of Holly, and I'll send her a message, or I'll connect with her on Facebook, and I'll just listen to her talking because she just makes me feel so good, and that's why she
it's
makes a
lovely.
great self-development coach. So make sure you listen to that one. But thank you so much for listening to this first episode. I hope that it has given you a bit of an insight into myself and Angela and what you can expect over the next few weeks with Geordie Pride podcast. I just encourage you to subscribe. So wherever you listen to your podcasts, hit the subscribe button, and that means that you will get a new episode as soon as it's released. And you will see all future episodes coming out on their release date on the Friday. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. It's been lovely chatting to you, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye from me.
Mhm. And bye from me. 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 And bye from me
so much for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support Geordie Pride further, then don't forget to subscribe, share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from us, you can follow us on Instagram at Geordie Pride. Until next time, keep that Geordie Pride shining bright.